Sunday, January 28th, 2023, 2:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I wanted to make this video for those that might have found a zither that they would like to restore, or maybe have one kicking around that didn't know what its capability is, or the fact that when I went looking, there's limited resources on anybody doing anything with anyone like an instrument like this. It's hard to find, but there's good resources out there and music, and there is people, I won't name them, but they are thankfully that they're out there. And blessed be this my first instrument, and I've never played anything else. I don't have any music talent or anything before I ever touched this thing. So I never played anything. So I would advise people, if they're, whatever the case, they find one by accident, looking for one, whatnot, or have one kicking around. Mine was $35 at a thrift store. $35, that's it. And so I checked it. It had its strings on it, its original pins, its neck, its bridge, and it didn't have any cracks. But someone had thrown it on the floor and chipped part of it, pushed in one of the pins, and a couple of the pins, actually, multiple pins, and but yet there was still no cracks anywhere. So I sanded it right down and got it right down, beautiful wood, and then I drew and put all this crazy art all over it, and then I hard shelled it, and I did many coats on it, and I put feet on it. I left its original feet, its original brass feet, the tack feet for the Schmidt, and but I put my own stick feet on there, like these soft ones, these plastic clear ones to go with it. That way they, you can see, and so it's nice, and you can see what the kind of sheen I got on it after I finished it. Like it's not bad for being over 100 years old. And when I sanded it down to its original wood color, it was beautiful color, but it had quite a dense layer of vinyl paint and what appeared to be dry rot. So I took the necessary steps to get what I could very carefully, a very thin layer of it off, and that took a long time. But then I finished it off, and I finally got the strings, and so I'm making this video for people. Anyways, enough about that. So if you find one, its structural integrity seems good. There's no cracks. It's got its bridge, original pins and neck seems okay, especially with this long original wiring. I'd say go for it. If you got to replace this metal that the strings sit in, if the neck and the bridge piece aren't there, I wouldn't, unless of course you can get the right metal that sounds right. Because the original strings on this puppy were Schmidt strings, or at least the original handmade. Somebody had made them because they were the right length, and they were in remarkably good shape. But nonetheless, they were still in good shape, like still holding, not completely stretched to the point where they couldn't hold the sound. Anyways, where was I going with that? Most importantly, your pin block. This one has a rock maple pin block. As long as it's a stable block, it's got no cracks, it's not weak. You can. I've used various methods that I all rejected, and I found one method that I was able to stabilize the pins, believe it or not, using deer leather. If it's not too much of a looseness to it at all, I stuck super soft deer leather that I make moccasins out of in the hole before I put the pin in. And it doesn't force the wood out, but it snugs and pinches it nice and tight. And I was shocked. I was able to get the strings in place, repair it perfectly. And getting original strings for this, they stopped making them decades ago. So I'm going to post in another video. It's just going to be a video of a screenshot, or I will attach into this video the actual gauges that you need for this phono-harp, this #2 4-chord zither. And because the string gauges, you can get handmade strings. They do make them. There are people, they're called winders, that will make handmade strings. Otherwise, you'll be faced with back winding the string, and you might get some buzz. It's possible, but you can eliminate the buzz. I have eliminated the buzz, but I've been able to backwind them, and I don't have the original strings for the chords in here. They're not the right diameters, and I don't have the exact diameter matching for the melody strings either, but I will post what they are for the original pitch that these things actually came with. However, the Oscar Schmidt strings, this is what I'm using, they're auto harp. Oops, and you can see them. This is the difference. They some of the ones I had actually had loop ends. This is the one I need because it's post 1967, and these are the newer ones, and these have a ball end and these don't, but they both fit the pins on my zither. And interestingly enough, these are the same like a loop end. They just have this really nifty looking ball thing in it for the newer harps and whatnot, auto harps. But this 4-chord zither didn't have the gizmo fed over it, and didn't have any evidence of it because they weren't all made with that particular option. It was something you could get on the side. But those are the strings you want. Now if you have the pins like mine, you want the blue package, and this is what they look like. Now you'll see right here, pull it up, you'll see that there's a smaller connection right next to some of these bigger ones. Both of these fit on my pins, remarkably. They fit the Oscar Schmidt pins, and you can see them. It's really hard to show you, but you'll see it. There you go. So you can see the one right below the golden one, and that's the red package, right? Or the type Bs, or model Bs. And the ones that I got on the big golden circles are the model As, or blue package type A's. So just so people know, and this is an 1804 patent, early 1930s, or sorry, somewhere between 1910 and 1920 is my best guess. But anyways, here are my string layouts. This is how I have them in case anybody, wants to do it. Let's see if that shows up. So that's what I've got, from string 1 being the first melody string above the chords, all the way to the top, which I've got a 36C up there, starting with the, a 23A sharp, 22A sharp. So that's what I got for strings, and I got them in this order right here, just like I'm holding them right here, if I can show you. That's the first set. That's what the packaging looks like. If you've never seen it. But there's 36 strings obviously to a set for the Oscar Schmidts. For these ones, there's, like I said, $70, or I might not have said, for $70. Per set, you'll need 2 if you have mandolin strings like mine. And this is tuned in C. I have, you'll also, if you're going to do this, you're going to need a hammer, or the same thing I tune my harp with. It works for my zither pins, same pins. And you're definitely going to want an all-instrument tuner. These things are awesome. The Snark, these things are the greatest thing, because you can tune it into 432. This is in 432 hertz tuning, you can tune any instrument with this particular little device. It's got a clip on. It's super cool. They're only $30, and it has a vibration mode where you can just connect it, and you can use, like, for the heavier strings, like that big fat C. It works well for that versus like the mic. When the mic might not pick up, or the vibration sensor might not pick up a high C like this, depending on where it's placed, right? So you want to use the mic for that. But just as an example. So yeah, and this is what I've got here. So its original set was C to C on the 15 strings, or the 15 melody strings, which are mandolin on mine, so there's 30. And then it had D, F, G, C, and I've put that back original. So we've got, but they're not the right diameter strings, remember. But you have to take that into account. And some of these are back wound, some of them aren't. Oops. holds tune. It's taken days, like a few days of me tuning it little by little to get it to hold the notes finally. Today it did, so I'm trying. So here's Beethoven in C. So there it is. Beautiful. It turned out awesome. I'm super happy with it. I mean, you can see why that I post a video, just because I love this thing. It is magical to me. It's worth every minute of my time that I put into it. It's in the key of C right now, but of course, when I play like, if you want to play like chords like Grateful Dead, which is in the key of G, Grateful Dead's in the key of G, it goes something like this. Oops. Yeah. I'm gonna play chords, so it's like, but it would be in the key of G. It's in C right now. So anyway, that's about it for this video. I don't think I have anything else until I make another one. Once I do some more for my my other instrument, I will likely start posting music that I've taken and put for the zither. Like for instance, Scarborough Fair. You know, making your own music sheets, because it's just sometimes it's just a lot easier. So that's just it. I think that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to post that, and hopefully everybody's having an awesome Sunday. And I know it's super early in the morning when I'm gonna post this video, but whatever. So anybody has any questions about what I did or anything, just put a comment my way, because I've seen quite a few of these now. I've seen at least 5 of them before I decided to finally get one, just because I'd seen them in thrift stores all over the place and thought, man, you know, that'd be cool to have if you could get it going. And turns out I got either really lucky, or it's just a little easier than people have made it out to be, because I mean, based on anybody I've talked to and anyone I've heard talk about the subject, these things are steered away from because they're really hard to deal with, and they're antiques on top of this. So it's early 1920s, this one, if that, probably earlier than that, but it's stamped with its original decal in the middle, 1894. Schmidt, Menzenhauer and Schmidt, I believe. I got the close-up of it. It's just fantastic. I can't get enough of this zither. They're actually people call them, this is a mandolin guitar harp, but it's not a harp, because harps, it's not a harp, it's a zither. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.